if he's in the box, he's coming, and he's coming hard and fast.
Oh, hello there. Welcome to On the Bear Tonight. I have to apologize, you caught me eating a delicious donut. Ah, delicious empty calories. It's yummy when you eat it, but in the long run it's not good for you. And the only thing you're going to remember is all the negatives you got from those empty calories. And unrelated, the Bears played the Texans this past Sunday. We got to see our old friend Lovie Smith come back to Soldier Field. Lovie Smith was, of course, the Bears head coach from 2004 to 2012, and he was fired after a 10-6 season. And fun fact, in the past 10 seasons since he was fired, the Bears have won 10 games or more only once, and that's pretty funny. I said it in week 1 and I'll say it again. The most important thing about this Bears season is Justin Fields' development. Wins and losses are meaningless. The only thing that matters is if Justin Fields has everything at his disposal to become a top quarterback in the NFL. In the offseason, did general manager Ryan Poles go out of his way to surround Fields with protection and weapons? Not really. The biggest free agent Poles signed that, on paper, helped Fields was getting Lucas Patrick. In the draft, Poles drafted a couple of guards, but the only wide receiver he drafted was 25 years old, which is old in football terms. When factoring in the average NFL career length and adjusting for inflation, it's like they actually drafted somebody who was 36 years old. No, I'm not going to show you my math. I understand, however, that this team had question marks up and down the roster following the Pace era. This team was left very bare bones with pieces that you could actually develop around. But it was very alarming that Poles didn't do more for Justin Fields. That way, if he sucks, you can say, well, we gave you the best opportunity we could. Now if he sucks, it has to be, whoops, well, I guess it's another lost season, and then where the hell are we? The conditions so far have not been great for Justin Fields. In week 1, he played in a goddamn hurricane, and in week 2, he had to match up against a pretty talented Packers defense. But this past Sunday presented a good opportunity for Fields to be the man against the Houston Texans. The Texans are on the same level of skill as the Bears, and their defense features similar schemes as the ones Fields sees on a regular basis in practice. Let's see if Fields could take advantage of this opportunity he's been given this past Sunday. First drive of the game belongs to the Bears, and they take advantage of this opportunity by scoring a field goal. Exciting. The Texans get the ball, and they do absolutely nothing because they go 3 and out. The Bears get the ball next, and they get heavy yardage up the field using their running game. Last week's best Bear Boy winner, David Montgomery, has been injured, so now Khalil Herbert is getting some key yards on the ground. This tribe is heavily favoring the run over the passing game, but it's okay because Khalil Herbert gets his ass into the end zone for a touchdown. And now the Bears are up by 10. But our defense allows the Texans to get back in this one. They're able to fumble the ball, but nobody can get their ass on top of it, so Houston keeps the ball. And Davis Mills tosses a touchdown. Bears only up by 3 now. Alright, no more games. It's time to let Christian quarterback Justin Fields cook.
Damn.
Oh, Christ almighty. Was that an overthrow to Cole Kmet, or did Cole Kmet just slow down? Who knows, but all I know is that it's the Texans' ball again. They're in the red zone, but Eddie Jackson comes up with an interception. Fields, screws up, and it's Houston's ball again. But they get nothing. The Bears respond with a running play on 3 and 6. Now it's the Texans' turn to get big runs, and they run their asses all the way into the end zone for a touchdown. Oh no, now the Texans are up 14-10. Bears respond with a passing reception for a first down to some guy named Cole Kmet. This is the first time I've seen this guy all season, so he must be new to the team. Oh, my apologies, everybody. I forgot he's our quote-unquote best tight end. My apologies. And you can't have an exciting football game without field goals. Bears are only down by 1 now, and they are fortunate enough to get the ball back with 1 minute left in the half. And Matt Eberflus is playing 5D chess here. Now, 100 people out of 100 call a timeout here so they can stop the clock. But Matt Eberflus is actually saving those 3 timeouts for the next half. That way, they'll have 6 timeouts. That's the only explanation I can think of. Why else would you run the clock out when you need to score points? The next half comes around and, oh look, the Bears actually don't have those extra timeouts. Huh, funny. Anyways, the Texans get a field goal to start off the second half. Herbert responds with a 52-yard rush, and he pushes himself into the end zone for his second touchdown of the day. Jaquan Brisker breaks up a pass, and the Bears are about to get the ball back. Oh, just kidding. The Texans pulled off a fake punt. Always love when that happens to you. The Texans push it all the way to the end zone. But Roquan Smith finally gets off his ass and comes up with a big stop to keep the Texans to just a field goal. Tie game. It's time for Justin Fields to cook once again.
Damn.
And oh, hey look, he threw that ball into triple coverage. That's nice. but the Bears defense comes up big again and keeps the Texans out of field goal range. Wow, the Bears only getting offense through the rush? A quarterback who can't pass and a stellar defense? It's almost like this Bears team has become exactly like every other Bears team in the history of the NFL. Just kidding, because Justin Fields shined through in the clutch with passes to number 1 tight end Cole Kmet and number 1 receiver Darnell Mooney. But with about 9 minutes left to play, that's where the positives for Fields ends. A 3 and out for Chicago, a 3 and out for Houston, and this game is now in sleepy time mode. Fields gets sacked because, hey, why not? God hates us all. And now the Texans have a chance to win the...
Denied.
Haha, just kidding. Roquan Smith gets off his ass once again for a big-time interception. Mr. Cairo Santos, please play us out.
Santos for the win, and it is good!
And that's a Bears winner. Congratulations, boys. You won a game where Justin Fields only got about 100 passing yards, and he also got outplayed by a third-round QB from Stanford. Amazing stuff. That's 2 games in a row where Justin Fields has looked like ass, and his coaching staff has shown that they have no faith in him by heavily favoring the run, and that's where this donut comes in again. The game was an empty calorie win. It was sweet in the moment, but it's bad for you in the long run. Sure, Eberflus and company have a good run game set up, but you can't win shit in this league without a top-tier quarterback. Now, again, it's only week 3, but, I'd like to think we'd like to see some more positive development from Justin Fields, who looks like he's taking a lot of steps backwards instead of the other direction. The positive direction. Sorry for being a negative Nancy. My doctor says I need to try being more of a positive Paulie.
My doctor says I have a chronic case of being a toxic toady.
Get out of here, Tony. Well, you know what? A win's a win. Maybe I should soak it in and not worry about the negatives. Well, one way to be positive is to give out the Best Bear Boy Award. Some candidates this week including Roquan Smith and Eddie Jackson, who both came up with big-time interceptions. But for this week, I'm going to have to give it to running back Khalil Herbert, who came up with 154 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Congratulations, Khalil. Now let's take a look around the NFL to see some quarterbacks who perform better than Justin Fields. Bills and the Dolphins played a game for the ages. The Bills would run out the clock late in the game to secure the Dolphins' victory. That's not why history will remember this game. Ladies and gentlemen, this game had a butt punt. If the Dolphins can overcome adversity like that, they're winning the Super Bowl. The Packers and the Buccaneers played a game where the combined age of their starting quarterbacks was 83 years old. This game was so boring it should have been put in a retirement home. The Packers coming on top because Tom Brady is finally showing his age. It looks like he's been trying out that hot new skeleton look, just in time for Halloween. But this game couldn't even take the mantle of most boring game of the day because the 49ers and the Broncos played a prime time game that would end up becoming the most boring game of football in the history of the world. Broncos country, let's ride? More like let's die of boredom because the Broncos offense sucks. The good news for Denver was that Italian pretty boy Jimmy Garoppolo sucked ass that evening. The Broncos were able to come up on top. That's why you traded $1 million draft picks to get Russell Wilson. It was so you could win games 11-10 while having a red zone success percentage of 14%. Before we close out this week's episode, let's take a look at next week's game. The Bears are heading down to New York City, or more accurately, Meadowlands, New Jersey, to take on the New York Giants. And of course, we take you over to the only man respected enough to talk about Chicago sports. And here he is, live from the Meadowlands, Tony Romano.
Hey, this week I'm going to bring in the biggest Giants fan I know, my cousin Frankie, via satellite.
Tony, what the heck? I did not agree to a panel discussion. Get this clown out of here. Hey, Tone, who the hell is this clown? Who the hell is this guy?
Hey, cousin Frankie gets very sensitive about his appearance. You're going to have to be nice to him.
Yeah, that's right, you four-eyed nerd. I hate this, Tony. Let's talk about the G-Men.
Alright, yeah. So Justin Fields probably sucks now, and the Bears are going to see what happens when you hold on to a shitty quarterback for too long. You get Daniel Jones.
Whoa, hey, Tone, you can't say that about Daniel Jones. Us Giants fans are the only ones who are allowed to say he sucks.
The Giants also have a new head coach this season, just like the Bears. Brian Daboll, who used to be the Bills' offensive coordinator. Some people wanted him to coach the Bears, but I've had my fill of supposed offensive geniuses here in Chicago.
No, Tone. It was just because you got that Trubinsky guy as quarterback. He sucked. I mean, Matt Nagy also sucked, but Trubinsky was way worse.
One thing the Bears got to look out for is Saquon Barkley. They've sucked ass at trying to stop the run so far, and he could have a big day on the ground for the Giants.
That's right, Tone. I'm still very happy that they used that second overall pick to draft him instead of Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. Yeah, I'm not sad about that at all. I'm totally happy about that. Hey, Tony, I think your cousin is crying. Shut up, all of you. You bunch of frickin' haters. I hope you all die violently in that hellhole of Chicago while I sleep soundly in my house in safe Newark, New Jersey.
You see what you did there? You made a grown man cry.
Well, that was your fault, Tony. I didn't make him cry because he was sad about drafting a running back second overall.
Whatever. Hey, maybe you're the toxic Tony. Oh, and my predictions next week is going to be Bears 20, Giants 10.
I am not freaking toxic. Why do people keep saying that? Anyways, we are once again left with a Bears game where Justin Fields doesn't look that great. It's still early in the season, but I would like to see some more progress from Justin sooner rather than later. In the meantime, I'm going to eat some more donuts. I'll see you next week. Good night, God bless, and go Bears.